I'm going to show you how I made this wreath by using ribbon and a wire wreath frame. We are going to make a ribbon-inspired ruffled wreath. And I made this a few years ago, and so many of you wanted me to make a video on it, I thought I would share it. So let me just go over what we're going to use. I have this, it's like it's a little different kind of a frame, and you can get these at places like Craft Outlet and Trendy Tree, but if you can see that, it just kind of is a dome style wreath. And this one is 16 inches. You do not need to do this in 16 inches, but because of the decor that I'm going to put on it, I just kind of wanted to make it big. I think these would look super cute on a smaller scale. I'm going to use this wreath frame. If you want to use something that is, let me grab something over here. Here comes the wire with it too. Well, I'm sure we'll need wire. It's just like this box frame. I think you could get away with this too. And don't let the different kind of frame kind of get you, because I know you haven't seen me use these. But we're going to use this because this was what I had used on the original wreath. But again, if all you have is a Dollar Tree frame, use that. It'll work, okay? So I'm going to use a 16-inch wreath. I'm going to have some 6-inch burlap. If I had black burlap, that's probably what I would have preferred, but I don't, so I'm going to use this. And then I have 2 rolls of this 4-inch and 30-foot. So what is that? So it's like 10 yards. Is that right? I don't know. I think it's 10 yards. So I've got 2 of these. I'm hoping that we can do 3 ruffles, but we might only be able to do 2, but I'm going to shoot for 3. And then I have this black ribbon, and it's a little different. It's I'm not sure what kind of ribbon that is. It feels a little different. It just kind of holds its shape a little bit better, and so this is what I'm going to make the bow out of. And you're going to need some zip ties, some hot glue, and we're going to see about these floral winter picks that we're going to use. So let's get started. So to get started, we're going to start with the burlap, and I'm going to fold it over. If I had like a 2-inch burlap, I probably would prefer that, but I don't. So we're going to use what we have, and sometimes using what you have is the best option. And I say that because you want to try to keep your costs down as much as possible, especially if this is a gift for somebody or you want to sell it. So I like to always keep my costs down. So I'm going to use what I have. I'm not going to go out to the store and get something different. I'm going to make this work. So I'm just going to fold this over, and we are just simply going to wrap this wreath. And it's not going to take a lot of skill to do this. So just keep it folded and wrap. And you just want to keep it pretty tight, okay? Let me move some things out of the way here, as you can see, okay? And I'm just going to wrap it like that, and I will just go all the way around and connect it to the frame with a zip tie. So let's do a few more, and then I will finish this up. Does not have to be perfect. We just want to cover the frame, okay? So as you can see, we're just going to go all the way around. I'll be right back. So I wrapped the whole frame, and the whole point is just to get it covered because we need somewhere where we can glue down our ruffled ribbon that we're going to do. So I'm going to take the 4-inch ribbon here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wire, and this must be wired ribbon, and I'm just going to start pulling it down, okay? And this is what's going to create your ruffle look. And so what you're going to do is pretty much do, I'm going to kind of eye it out here. We're just going to keep running it down. I love this red and black buffalo check. My kids, my little girl, she's like, Mom, you are obsessed with buffalo check. And you know what? Right now, I am. I just think it's so pretty, so I'm not going to apologize for it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's mine. So I'm just going to keep pulling this down, and I will come back in a moment and we will put it on the wreath. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to know exactly how much I used all the way around once I cut this, and so I think we'll probably be able to do 3 layers here of ruffles, but I'm going to start over here where I have been pulling it and making the gather. Now, this is Hobby Lobby ribbon, and it's okay. It's not, I would not describe this as premium ribbon, but it will work. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the actual piece of wire. I know you probably can't see that. And I'm just going to put it, see if it'll go through. Yeah. It's a really dainty wire, so I'm not sure that this is going to go through. But I'm going to try. Yeah, it's not. Let's try this one more time. Okay, that time it went through. Okay, so I'm going to just take the wire and I'm going to go through it. And you don't have to do this. You could just simply take a zip tie and connect it together with your ribbon. You know, you can put a little slit through there, but since it will go through, I'm going to use it. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just wrapping the wire through that burlap, and that's what's nice about using the burlap to go through. Here, I'm going to cut it. It's starting to get bent. Using burlap to cover the frame because you have all that weaved material that allows you to put things through it. So I don't know if this one's gonna. Let's just call it that. Okay. So I'm going to take a zip tie now. And I'm just simply going to go through the burlap and connect it to the frame, and the wire is in there too. And so now we're just gonna secure it like that. So, and if you want, you could just start gluing it. I'm going to fold this back a little bit, if you can see that. But this is about the start. Now, when you ruffle this, you want to make sure you don't ruffle it too much because you need to be able to, you want to see a nice view of the ruffle, okay? So I'm just going to take my glue gun, and it's been on for a while, so I'm trying to get some of the glue off of it. And I'm just going to make a small little bead of glue. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to place the ruffle on this. Okay? I mean, if you wanted to, if you're a seamstress or maybe a quilter or something, you could go back through here and take a needle and thread, and literally you could just thread this on. If you lived, say you lived in Texas and you were like, I don't think that would hold up to the weather even in the winter, you know, you might want to use a thread and needle, and that's okay. So I'm going to pull this, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around this wreath with glue, and that will be our first layer. So I'll be right back with the first layer done. Okay, so I'm at the end of the first row, and I wanted to kind of show you really quick, and I have strings of glue everywhere. So I have just a little bit that I want to add here. And what's important to know is that I'm going to cut it and then I'm going to fold it back. If you see all the glue on my nails, that's what, you're going to get glue on your fingers. Just know it. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glue here. And I'm just going to keep pressing it down. I'm going to get my scissors here and just cut real straight, as straight as I can, given that it's a ruffle. So I'm going to fold that over, and I'm going to get a zip tie here. Because as soon as I cut that, you kind of lose some of your ruffle because the wire kind of slipped back. So I'm just going to add some glue back here, and then I'm going to grab a zip tie here that is hot, just so you know. I'm going to see, and you could use wire at this point, but I'm just adding a little zip tie because I just want to make sure it goes all the way through. Okay. Just got to work at it. Maybe I need to use wire. No, I don't know. Honestly, well, it's staying. We're not going to put a zip tie. Ignore that. But I did fold that back, all right? So you're going to see little pieces of glue, and we're going to just go through and pick at that. So what's the next spot? I'm going to figure out how much I used here. That's really pretty. You could just do 2 layers if you wanted to have one right here and just do 2. We're going to do 3 today. We're going to do one like in the middle section, and then we're going to do one down here as well. So hold on, I'll be right back. So now we're going to take the second row here of ribbon, and let's see, where did we stop at? I need to, right here. I'll find it. It's right in front of me. Okay, so I'm just going to see if I can run this wire like I did before. Again, I don't know. It might be a little persnickety about going through. This is pretty thin wire, so that's why I say this is, it's from Hobby Lobby, which is great. I love Hobby Lobby, don't get me wrong. But some of the quality of the ribbon is probably not as good as, say, if you were to order from a place like Craft Outlet, or even some Sam's Club ribbon is a little bit nicer. So it just really depends on where you get your ribbon, you know, so it's all right. I'm going to make this work, and I know you can't kind of see what I'm doing with the wire, but I'm just kind of going around, kind of like thread in a way. I'm going to take a little zip tie, and I am just going to, honestly, I'm just going to zip tie the actual wire and burlap together. And that should be enough to hold it in place, because we're going to start using glue. So it's already going to be glued down. So it's not a big deal. Okay. All right. So all I'm going to do is, and as you can see, I'll probably pull some of this out. Some of the ruffles are like too ruffly. I'm just going to do the same thing in the middle of this frame, exactly what we did out here. You're just going to start off here, and I'm going to try to go as straight as possible. We will see how straight I will be. And then you're just going to press it down. If you're a little bit messier with the glue at this point, it's okay because you're not going to see it. But I'm going to show you, I think I have an idea of what I want to do on the inside. Because this ribbon isn't quite what I would like it to be, I'm going to put a piece of braiding, I think, over top of it. Okay, so I've already connected the last layer of ruffles with a zip tie down there. And I'm going to do my best to get the glue on that bottom portion of our wreath here. So let's see, let's get it started. And just put a little bit of glue at a time. And then I'm just going to go all the way around and end where we started off. So as you can see, I've already glued that last row of my ribbon, and I even flipped it over and added a little bit more glue and used some clothespins to just kind of hold it in place a little bit. So at this point, I mean, you could be done. It really doesn't look, you know, I can see more of all my, all my glue and stuff, but really you'd have to look pretty close up to see it. So this is what I want to do, because you know how I get this black cording from Hobby Lobby, and since we've been doing a Hobby Lobby wreath so far, I thought maybe it would be pretty if we took the cording and just simply glued it around this, just to kind of give it another dimension. So what I'm going to do is, I have the one side where I started everything. Everything started on the one side, okay? So this is where we're going to put our bow. This is where we're going to put our winter picks that I have. So I'm going to start here because it's really hard not to make that not look, you know, it's not going to look finished. So wherever you start this, you need to know you need to have a bow or something that's going to be in that place. So I'm going to start it right here. I'm going to probably bend this up, and I'm just going to get a little bit of glue on the ribbon itself. And I'm going to hold it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, and then we're going to go to the next section, and I'm going to add a little bit more glue so that that stays put, okay? And it just kind of hides, I just kind of feel like it's going to give it a little bit more of a finished detail that I want for this wreath. So let's see here. Let's see if this is good. You just got to hold it down. And you know what? I'm going to take this, and oops, that one, maybe not that. Clothespin, let's try this clothespin. There we go. And I'm just going to put that there. There we go. So that it'll hold it in place while I start adding some more glue. And just a little bit of glue, not a lot, because I don't want it to come out the sides or anything. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep gluing this down. As you can see, I have glue on my fingernails. But I'm just going to keep gluing this around the whole inside of my wreath, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I have the black roping inside of my wreath, and what I do want to share with you, if you have, okay, when you get glue on the black roping, it shows so much more than, say, if you'd use the taupe roping or not. So I just take a black marker and I gently go over any places that I have a little bit of glue. Sometimes it's just a little dot of glue and it comes up with the marker, so that's kind of nice too. But I just like to make sure, you know, we've got it all covered here. So as you can see, this is where we ended, right over here. So at this point, I'm going to take 2 of these winter picks. You could use whatever you wanted, but I just like to use the winter picks. I think it's a little bit easier than, just trying to figure out how you're going to lay everything. So what I want to do, okay, I want to see here. I'm going to kind of put it in between here. And that would be my dog. Are you wanting out, Riley? Okay, I'm going to bend this way. Okay. And I'm going to put the ruffles underneath of it, but at the same time, we want to make sure that it's between the ruffles because we're going to go through that burlap. So I think my dog's wanting out of the room, so we might have to take a little break and come right back, so hold on. All right, I'm going to bring this over and look and bring it back up. Okay, so in the midst of trying to show you how to do this wreath, my dog wanted to go out. He's always in my room with me. And I turned off the camera when I shouldn't have. So I had finished it all and realized what I had done. Glad I figured it out. It's always been one of my fears to do that. So, you know what? This is real life. This is not, nobody's perfect here in my house. Absolutely nobody. So we're going to go back and I'm going to show you what I did here. I just zip tied one of these winter picks in between the ruffles through the actual burlap with a zip tie. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing, and then that way we'll run this back over this winter pick or whatever you call it. So I had asked when I thought I was recording, if you made it this far in the video, leave me a puppy dog emoji to let me know you made it this far. And I appreciate it because I know that not everybody wants to sit through a whole tutorial. They just want to kind of know how to do something and be done with it. I'm the same way. No different here. So, but just let me know you made it through by using that little doggy or puppy emoji. Okay, so we've got that one, and let's see. Then I have some of these poinsettias, and what I had done is I had just kind of wrapped it. Just gonna move this over a little bit here, and I had actually just kind of wrapped it around. And I'm going to have this to the side a little bit. And I'm just going to, and that's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to take another zip tie and zip tie it to the stem here. This isn't going to look super pretty, but you're not going to see this, and that's all that matters. We don't want to, you know, we don't want to see everything, so. All right, come on. There we go. I got it. Just wants to be difficult. You know how life is. All right. Another zip tie there. Bend it over. Okay, and then we're going to put this one going this direction. And let's see here. I can see it a little bit better from this angle. Another zip tie. And if you have a better way to do this, go right ahead. You know, I don't claim to be a floral designer. I just like to craft. And I know a lot of you just like to craft. So, let's see. I need to grab a wire. And you've seen me do this bow before, okay? So we're just going to make a loop the size that we want. All right, we're going to have a tail here. See how that's just crossed? Okay? We're just crossing that, okay? And I'm going to gather that up right here. And then I'm going to make another loop about the same size. You can measure it using your mat if you want. I'm going to make another loop, and then I'm going to make one more over here. And just loop it underneath, and I'm going to gather it. I'm going to take my wire in the middle, and then I'm going to twist it really good. I don't know why I like this ribbon. It's like a stiffer. It doesn't have any wire in it, but I like it. I don't know why. I just do. So, anyways, that's just me. Excuse me. I'm going to just cut this, and then this all back over, and then we'll put our bow on it, and we will be done. So I'm not going to do anything to the middle of the bow because I really don't feel like it shows up too much, that green. So all I want to do is I want to find a spot where I can get my wire through that burlap and pull it through. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is just twist that. Take the wires and I'm going to stick it back down through that wreath. Okay, and you could take a little piece of felt and glue over that. That's probably what I'm going to do, just to make sure that doesn't get anybody's door. So now let's arrange everything because we don't want anything to show in that middle. So I'm going to push this up a little bit. Okay. That down, and then I'm going to just take these tails and I'm going to dovetail them. So I don't know if we had a technical difficulty there. We'll see. I'm going to dovetail my tails right here. And you just fold it over and then, oops, wrong way. So you can make a V. So that's it, guys. I think that's super cute. And even though it was a little bit of a harder try to get this all done at the end, we got it done. So you can just, you know, you can move things around any way you want. But I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can see future videos. Encourage me to make more. If you haven't followed me on Facebook or Instagram, I'm by the same name, Julie's Wreath Boutique. So have a wonderful day. Let me know where you are, and we will see you later on the next video.